Um, so today what we're gonna do, we're gonna focus on the applications of quadratic functions. So from here, we have different scenarios. We're gonna see some questions where the graph is given, and then we're gonna read off from the graph. We're gonna have a situation where equation is given, and then we will have to figure out some parts of that, and we'll go on from there. Okay, so example number 1, a quadratic application for a given function. Now it says here a ball is kicked into the air. Now this is actually part of the physics where it's called a projectile motion. When we kick something or throw something up in the air, it will hit a maximum height, but because there's gravity that falls, it's acting on an object, it will eventually go down, right? So this is exactly what's happening in here. So when a ball is kicked in the air, it's gonna create a parabola shape. So the graph is shown, which is this one. It says here, using this graph, how long, it means how many seconds is the ball in the air. So how many seconds is the ball in the air?
3 seconds.
3 seconds, right? Yeah. And how did we figure that out? Because it started at 0, and then it was from here in the air, in the air, in the air, and then 3 seconds later, it fell down on the ground again. So from 0 to 3 seconds, 3 seconds it's in the air. So let's write that down. 3 seconds. Letter B. What is the maximum height of this ball? 4.5. So this is the maximum height, right? And then let's see, what height is that? So that's 4.5. So we're gonna put 4.5, and the unit would be meters. So this one's pretty straightforward. Letter C. How long means the time does it take for the ball to reach the maximum height? So how many seconds would it take for it to reach a maximum height? 1.5, right? So this is where the maximum height is. So the time there is 1.5 seconds. So 1.5. You can put just S. I put the word seconds, it doesn't matter. What is the minimum height of the ball? 0. Yeah. 0 what? Meter. 0 meters. 0 meters. Okay, that was not bad. That's a really fast one. Now let's take a look at question number 2. Now this one is a little bit different because in this case, the information that they gave us is an equation. Okay, so let's go ahead and type this in onto our equation, into our y equal. So our x will be the t, the time, right? Is everybody okay with that one? Negative 0.8x squared plus 40x. Where is the x? Right beside the alpha. Right here. Okay, we're on page 35. So if you're just joining us, we're on page 35, example 2. Okay, so that's the equation. That's the function. Now let's figure out the graph. Do you see the graph? Oh, okay. What kind of graph are we expecting in here? X. So negative 0.8 x squared plus 40x. Now let's press graph. Let's press graph. Okay, this is what I get. Okay, it's a quadratic function, so it should be a parabola. What's happening with our graph? We gotta change our window, right? What's the matter, Mesfin?
Why you always is here?
Did you reset it?
Yeah.
Seven, one,
One, two.
two.
Yeah.
Okay, everything should be turned off. Okay, now retype it again. Okay, good. Now this one here, now what happened to our parabola? What's happening here? It's supposed to be a parabola. It's supposed to be a parabola, but I see kind of just that. What can we do? Just a line. But it shouldn't be a line because the formula here is negative 0.8 t squared, x squared. So this is a quadratic function. Quadratic function. It should have a parabola, not a line. What kind of parabola are we kind of expecting? So let's start off with that one. So you are playing golf on the moon. Okay. Wow. I can't even afford to play golf. Never mind playing golf in the moon. You hit the ball with your golf club. The height is h and the time is t in seconds. So this is going to be a parabola because it's a quadratic function. Which one would it be? Do you think it's going to look like this? Opening up? Or do you think it's going to be opening down? Opening up or opening down?
Down. Down. Negative.
It's negative.
Which one is negative?
Down.
Leading coefficient.
The leading coefficient is negative. When something is negative, it should be down. Down. Right? So it should be down. So that's a clue. That's a clue. It's a quadratic function, but the leading coefficient is negative, so it should be going down or facing down. Opening down. Okay, good. So that doesn't look like a quadratic function opening down. So what can we do? What did you mention? Change it. We gotta change your window. Okay. What can we change from here? Everything. Okay.
X max and Y.
Okay. So let's x max and y max. Okay. Let's try x max first. Okay. Okay. Let's try 50. Okay. Is everybody on the same screen? Try 50. Okay. We're gonna change the x max to 50. And let's see how that happens. What happens with that? Okay. Oh, Oh, okay. Now I see something. I see kind of like a line here. What did you pick? 50? Oh, I think you might have pressed 500. Did you press 500? What's your equation? Oh, your equation should be negative 0.08. Okay. Okay, well, that one doesn't kind of look like a parabola to me. What else can we change? Any idea? Okay, remember it should look like this.
So we have to make it this.
Oh, we should at least see the parabola, like the shape of it. Any idea? What have you done?
What about the y?
What about y? Okay, let's change the y. Which y? Y min or y max? Y max, okay. Oops. Okay, so right now it's 10. What should we change it to?
500, 550.
Okay, did you first think about that, or did you keep changing to get 550? Okay, let's start off with something, first thing first. So let's start 50. Let's start 50, okay? Because now you're going to ask me, like, how did you get 500, right? Okay, well, is that enough? Is 50 enough? Can we see the shape? No.
See the general shape of it?
Well, we see maybe just that part, right?
500 is good.
Okay, now let's...
500.
Okay, remember on the test, no one's gonna say, hey, try 500, right? Or on the exam, no one's gonna say, hey, try 500 because 500 is good. You wanna go through the process. So what if this is a test or this is an exam? What process do you need to go through? Okay, I'm gonna try 100 first.
I want to.
100 is not. I will try.
Okay, you tried it and it didn't work, right? Okay, so that's 100. Okay, no, not enough. I'm gonna try 200. As you can see, it's starting to get better, right? And I don't want to just say somebody says 500 because it works. I want us to go through the process of how to get that. So now I'm gonna try 500. Now 500 works. Now we can see our shape. We can see our shape here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 500 did work. Okay. So,
You tried 500?
I did try 500. So I tried 50, wasn't enough. I tried 100, it wasn't enough. I tried 200, it wasn't enough. And then I tried like 500 and it's, yeah, now I can see the shape. Okay, now I can see the shape.
I tried 700.
Hmm?
I tried 700.
Oh, you try 700? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay too. As long as you can see the shape. Okay. It says here, sketch the graph. Show the vertex and intercepts. Okay, now we're gonna draw the graph. We're gonna draw the graph. Yeah.
500, but I didn't get that.
Oh, you tried 500 and it didn't get that?
Yeah.
Which 500? Okay, good?
Yeah.
Is everybody okay so far? Now we're gonna sketch the graph. Okay, what goes on the x-axis? What goes on the x? What's the label of the x-axis?
Negative.
The x would be, the x is the time in seconds. Okay. What is the y? Y is the height in what unit? Meters. Okay. Height in meters. So you're not falling behind? That would be nice. Yeah. Oh, you forgot the negative. Oh, yeah, because it says here negative. Okay, so we labeled our axes. We labeled our axes. Time and height. Okay, now we're gonna figure out the x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, so we gotta figure out the x-intercept. What are the x-intercepts? How do we figure out the x-intercept? Y equals y2 is 0. Okay, press enter. Now you don't see it, but actually there's a line goes that way. I wish this is like a color coded. Okay, y2 equals to 0. And then we're gonna go to intersect. So second function, trace, intersect. Okay. There are two x-intercepts, so we have to go to closer to one of them. So let's start off with that. Press enter, press enter, press enter. So the x-intercept here is 0, 0, 0, 0. So 0, 0. Okay. So that's the first x-intercept. 35. Okay, now let's figure out the other x-intercept. Okay, so you go second function, trace again. We're going to go to intersect 5. This time, I want to make sure that I'm on this side, right? So I'm going to use the arrow key to tell the calculator. I'm going to tell the calculator I want this x-intercept. So I'm going to get closer to that one. Okay, I'm on that side now. Okay, is that my first curve? Yes. And then this line over, is that my second curve? Yes. And then enter again. Good. Uh-oh, it went back to this one here. I think we need to adjust this part in here. Yeah. There's not enough space over here to actually get to that. Okay. Here. Yeah. We're gonna need to increase the x max. Okay, let's go to x max. Let's go to 60. Okay, go to window, x max 60. Okay, so go back to window, x max is 60. We'll see, there's a little bit of space there. Okay, now I can see it better. Okay, let's try it again. Find the x-intercept. Second function, trace. We're gonna go 5 for intersect. And I wanna go first, I'm gonna go to that one right there, because this is the one that we want. Press enter. And then press enter again. Press enter again. Now it's better. 50. So the other x-intercept is 50. What do you think is our increments is gonna be? 10? Yeah, we could go 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So the other x-intercept is 50. Good? So far. What's the other thing that we need to do? We need to show the vertex. So how do we get the vertex? How do we get the vertex? Second function, trace. Second function, trace, and then we're gonna go to, that's, remember it gets higher and higher. That's gonna be 4 maximum. We're gonna put the maximum 4. And then they're gonna ask you some questions. They're telling you go to the left of the vertex. So where's the cursor here? Where's my little star? There it is. This is my vertex. I want to make sure that I'm on the left side of it, because it says here left. I'm gonna go to the left. Okay, make sure I'm on the left. Okay. Then once I'm on the left side, okay, I'm gonna wait until you're at the left. Okay, once you're on the left side, press enter. Okay, now it's gonna ask you go to the right. So make sure we go to the right, press the right. Make sure you go to the right, okay? And once you're on the right side of the vertex, you press enter again. Okay, and then they're gonna say guess. We just press enter. And what did they say? The maximum is at 25, 500. So 25, 500. I'll just write this down in here. 25, 500. So the maximum is 500. So what do we need to do? We need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my 500 mark. Going up by 100. So 25 along the x, 500 on the y. Okay, so 25 is here along the x, and then 500 along the y. And we can go just a sketch. Now I'm gonna ask you this. Why are we just on quadrant 1? Why aren't we using all 4 quadrants? We're kicking the ball forward, okay. Now this has something to do with time and height. Because if we use all of the 4 quadrants, okay, if I extend this one over here, what does that part say? Yeah, it's gonna be a negative time, right? We can't go negative time. Okay, that's why we're not using all 4 quadrants. We can't have negative time. And why can't we extend it downward this way?
The height can
Yeah, the height, I mean, I guess once it lands on the ground, it's not gonna get deeper, right? So it stays like that. So we're focusing on quadrant 1. Okay. Is everybody okay with this? Okay, this is the proper way of graphing. We have the label, the increments, special points. Yep. Question.
When you go back to the how to find out the mix, go left and right.
How do we find a vertex? Vertex? Okay, I'll try that again. So you go second function trace. Okay, and because the vertex is the maximum, you go maximum, and then they're gonna say, make sure, can you go to the left? So if this is the vertex, we wanna make sure you're on the left side of the vertex. So use the arrow key so that you're on the left side of the vertex. So once you're on the left side, press enter. And then they're gonna say, okay, now go to the right side of the vertex. So if this is the vertex, I wanna make sure I'm on the right side of it.
And that's the maximum. That's maximum on the vertex.
Mm-hmm.
Like the highest point.
Yep. And then they're gonna go, yeah, that's the vertex. The vertex is where the highest point is. Press enter. And then press enter again. So that's how you find the vertex. Good? Yeah. Okay. So letter B. What is the maximum height? We kind of figured it out already. So what's a maximum height? 500 meters. Yeah, correct. And finally, letter C. How long was the ball in the air? Yeah, it's going to be 50 seconds. So it was up on the air 50 seconds. How's that? Is that okay? Any questions before we move on? No? Okay. Let's try this one. A water arch at splash pad is defined by the following function. Okay. Now, what kind of graph are we looking for in here? It's going to be a quadratic. It's going to be a parabola. Is the parabola going to be opening up or opening down?
Up and down.
Opening down. My question is, how do you know it opens down? What's the negative?
The coefficient,
The leading coefficient. Yeah, we're going to use the right vocabulary. The leading coefficient is negative. So that's this one here. The one with the x squared. It's negative, so it's going to open down. Okay.
One is positive, it's going up.
Yeah, if it's a positive, it will be up. Yeah, opening up. Okay, what does that say? Where x represents the horizontal distance, so the x tells you horizontal distance, and the v represents the vertical distance. Okay, so it should be looking like this, right? Okay, now let's clear everything. Yeah, let's clear everything. Let's do that right now so that there's no issues later. Second plus 7, 1, 2. Okay, everybody's cleared. Okay. Now let's type this in. Make sure you type in everything properly because that's going to help us later. Okay, good. So you've entered everything in. So you have your x. Okay, now let's press graph. Let's see if we see the graph. Okay, that's the graph that I see. Do we see the whole graph?
No.
Okay. What do you think we should change here so we can see?
X max
Okay, we're gonna change your X max. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go. Change it one at a time. Okay, so just that you can see. What should we change your X max to? 50? Okay, let's try 50 for now. Let's see how it goes. See if it's enough. Oh, 50 is enough. Yeah, 50 is enough. If you type in 60, that's okay. You'll still see the whole thing, right? If you put 70, then your graph would be like really, really narrow, right? Okay. So this is 50. I can even make it, I don't need to go as far as 50. I could go up to, yeah, let's try 30. Let's see, try 30. Oh yeah, 30 works really well, right? You don't want to be too narrow or like, yeah. Okay, that's what a graph looks like. Can I change it a bit more?
What did you put for the X?
Y max.
Okay, Y max. Okay, what's the Y max? Okay, right now my Y max is 10. Try 30. Okay, let's try 30 first. Is that enough? Oh yeah. Now we can see the general shape. Okay, so the only thing that we had to change was the X max. Okay, if you're wondering about the window, X max is 30, and then the Y max is also 30. 30, 30.
And the Y min and the X min are the same as 10.
Yeah, we didn't change it. Yeah. Okay. Now we can see this part. Oh, why? That's actually you type in cubic function. That's not the cubic. Yeah. Our graph should only be parabola or line. Yeah, it should be square, not cube. Okay, the question is here. Oh, we don't even have to sketch it. What is the maximum height? Okay, what is the maximum height? How can we figure out the maximum height? Second function. Trace. What is the maximum height? Maximum height 4. And now it's gonna ask you, can you go to the left side? Left side of the vertex. Yeah, as long as you're on the left side. Okay, once you're on the left, press enter. Okay, now it's gonna say right bound, so you're gonna make sure you're going to the right side. So use the arrow key to the right. Okay, as long as you're on the right side, and then press enter again. And then you're gonna say guess. Just press enter again. Okay, did you get 9.9999?
I got 10.
Okay, then that's okay. Yeah, because some people probably got exactly 10. Because if you round this off anyway, this is gonna be just 10 anyway, right? So the vertex is x is 10. Ooh, I'm gonna put here x is 10. Y is 15. So which one do I need? Which one's the maximum height? Is it the 10 or the 15? The Y, right? So the maximum height, okay, because the V is the vertical distance. So maximum height is 15 and the unit is feet, 15 feet. Okay. So far so good? Yeah? Okay. Letter B. How far from the opening on the ground can the water reach? So what are we looking for? X-intercept. X-intercept, because the X talks about the horizontal distance, and then the Y talks about the vertical distance. So the question is how far from the opening in the ground, so in the ground is the horizontal distance, can the water reach? Yeah, that's a confuse. You are right. That could be confusing. It could be interpreted in different ways, right? Yeah. So how far? So we're looking for the x-intercept. How do you figure out the x-intercept? Y equals to y2 equals to 0. Okay. Second function, trace. And then we're gonna go to intersect. They're gonna say, is this your first curve? Yes. Is this your second curve? Yes. And guess? Yes. So the intersection here, that's how far it got, is 20. So 20 feet. So it went as far as 20 feet along the horizontal. Okay, how was that one? It's okay? So if this is a test, you'll get 100% on that one. Okay, let's go to number 4. An archway is a parabolic in shape. Some measurements taken from the archway are shown. Determine the quadratic regression. Okay, how do we do this? This one here, we have the statistics, right? The data. So we're gonna, this is the x, and the height will be the y. So the x values will go on L1. The y values will go to L2. L1, L2. Okay. Okay, let's clear everything off again. I know that I have to remember that too. So everything is off. We're going to enter the values. So stat. Okay, press the stat. Press 1 for edit. Okay, now start entering the L1 and L2 values. Is everyone done entering the values? Just do a double check, make sure we're not making any mistakes. Okay. So we entered our data. We're gonna turn on our stat plot. So how do we turn on our stat plot? Second function. Can you see the stat plot there? Second function, y equals. To activate the stat plot, we're gonna turn on our stat plot because right now it's off. So press 1, and then we're gonna press on. So we enter the data, we turn on the stat plot. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna change your window. Make sure you put it back. Okay, how do we change your window? So change your window. What do we change your window to? Okay, you put a -1. And what's the 8? 8, sure. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So, y min is, did you put 0? You said? Okay, so 0. And then y max is 10. Okay, well 10 is there. Now let's press graph. So your dots, your plots should be on your screen, right? Because we entered those coordinates, we've turned on our stat plot, and then we change our window based on that. So now let's do. Did you reset yours? Did you turn on stat plot?
I think turn on the stat block.
I think you resetted it. I think you still have the old one. Do you know how to reset it?
Yeah, this one.
Okay. Okay, good. Now we're gonna figure out, determine the quadratic regression. Okay, quadratic regression. How do we do that? How do we do quadratic regression? Stat.
Next step is stat. How does it start only?
Just stat. Okay, so everybody is in here. So stat. Where do you go next? Calc. Okay, calc. That's this calc up here. So you have to press the arrow key to the right. Calc. Okay. Okay. Are you here? We're gonna go to 5, right? Because 5 is quadratic regression. 5. Yes. Very good. And then you go to store. So you go down to store. And then from here you go to vars, vars, and then you go to the y vars, and then enter, and then enter, and then enter again. Now you see it's y1 is now there. Press enter again and then enter again. Ooh, okay. So that's a quadratic regression. We're gonna write down, okay, make sure you write down the equation. The a value is negative 0.98 x squared. The b is 6.25 plus 6.25 x. And then the c is negative 0.0015. Okay. So when they ask for an equation, because I've seen some people just write the way it is on their paper, we need to substitute the values in. So make sure you put the values into those. Okay, now let's press graph. That's what the graph looks like. It's nice. It goes through the points that we've plotted. The next question is, what is the maximum height of the archway? What's the maximum height? So what are we gonna do? Second function, trace. We're gonna go press 4. And they're gonna say left bound. Make sure you're on the left side of the maximum. And then you go to the right side. And then press enter. Okay. So what is the maximum height? The maximum height is 10.00. So 10.00 meters. Maximum height is 10.00. What is the minimum height? What is the minimum height? The minimum height would be at the minimum height would be at 0. Because you're going to get a negative 0.00015. It's going to be just 0 meters. Oh, is it feet? Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. It should be feet, not meters. Lastly, letter D. How wide is the archway? How wide is this thing? How wide is the arch? So the arch is from here to there. So how wide is that? We need to figure out this x-intercept here. I'm gonna wait. So we're looking for the width of the arch. So that's that one over there.
One minimum height is 0.
Why is the minimum height 0? You think it's gonna be the minimum height? So this is the height, the vertical height, right? Now the height would be the lowest it could be. Now the graph could just go this way, but because the minimum height is from the ground, is right on the ground, so that would be the 0 height, just right on the ground. Is that okay? Can we do letter D, the width? Now to find the width, we have to go from here to there. Okay, so what's the x-intercept there? So second function, trace. Oh, I forgot something, sorry. Y equals 0. Y2 is 0. And second function, trace, intersect. We're looking for this one over here, this x-intercept. So we want to get close to that one. Press enter and then enter. So the x is 6.399, so 6.40. So 6.40 feet. So from 0 to 6.4, that's how far, how wide it is.
Mine is 6.0. I don't know.
You got 6.0?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a look. Okay. Before you leave, can I make mention something? Before we wrap up our class, I just want to mention